Happy Tuesday, everyone. This week, we're looking at conflict through the eyes of a magpie. A bird's eye view, some might say. A lot of us think of magpies as bullies. But what if every swoop is actually a calculated move to keep things calm? This episode might just reframe every argument you've ever had. Watching the kids trick-or-treat up my street for Halloween just recently. You know the scene. Sugar highs, ill-fitted costumes, broad daylight, because it is Australia in October. It always makes me laugh. I mean, the whole vibe is about as scary as a chopstick. Want to hear what real fear sounds like? Quick language warning, this next bit's real field audio, so please proceed with some empathy, probably a swear jar, and definitely headphones.
Ah, fuck it! How the fuck?
I'd say just hurry up. No, I can't get close to you. Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. Just get in the car.
That's me with a friend a few years ago getting properly dive-bomb swooped repeatedly by a magpie I call Rex, who patrols out the front of another friend's house. Rex produces more genuine screams than, Freddy and Michael Myers combined. But the irony is, magpies aren't trying to hurt us, they're trying to communicate. I've just been too busy running and swearing to actually listen. I'm Pia, and this is Feral by Design. Today, we're stealing from the magpie's art of turning conflict into communication. Jump forward to this year's swooping season. Still ducking on reflex, but I'm paying more attention to nature these days. And it got me curious. It didn't feel like random aggression. It felt too deliberate. And we know magpies are clever. So I got my curiosity shovel out and I did a bit of digging. Turns out, magpies lean in to conflict. They use it to communicate, but to keep things calm, not to start a fight. Conflict for calm. Who'd have thought? It's called ritualised aggression. Conflict signals used to manage tension and avoid real injury. Magpies live in family units, and often those families are in very close proximity to each other. So think of it as a whole magpie community, a neighbourhood, all up in the trees, going about life right there above us. It's kind of cool, actually. Every spring, their new little family units face the same challenge. How do you dial conflict up just enough to protect what matters without turning the neighbourhood into a complete war zone? Here's how their system works. It starts small, quick chatter calls, hey, notice me. And if that gets ignored, the signals go up a notch. The pair will then start duetting and their voices overlap like tension in stereo. Still not listening? Then comes the mock dive, fast, precise, mostly non-contact. It's not chaos, it's choreography. Magpies use feedback loops with small, predictable signals that let both sides adjust before things actually get costly. The result means fewer misunderstandings, less wasted energy and less chaos. But here's the clever bit. When a magpie recognises your face, and they can clock up to 100 different human faces, by the way, they're pulling up your entire history together. It's quite scary, isn't it? I can't even remember famous faces from a pub trivia game. Hopeless. Anyway, they pull up the entire history together as a pattern of how this specific relationship works to find the fastest route back to calm. With their own kind, this system works beautifully. Small flare-ups remind everyone, who belongs where and when to back off. Tension rises, message lands, calm returns. For magpies, conflict isn't failure, it's maintenance. It's their way of keeping social order clear. So what if Rex was actually trying to use this whole communication system with me, and I was just the usual muppet, treating it like the Hunger Games, what's her name? Katniss, fighting for my life when he's just trying to have a conversation. Drama queen much? Which means for us, conflict isn't chaos. It's a management tool. We just don't know how to use it yet. I dug deeper into how all of this actually works for us, of course, and here we go. Firstly, and this was a big aha for me, Magpies don't see conflict moments as random flashpoints. They see them as patterns, part of an ongoing relationship that they're constantly updating. We do the exact opposite. Each time conflict flares up, we think, oh God, here we go again. Like we're victims of some sort of inevitable cycle, instead of realising that we're actually training that pattern with every response that we make. And that's where the next piece of this system comes in, how they send and receive the signals. Magpies give each other these tiered, predictable signals, built-in chances to adjust before it all turns into chaos. Most human systems, whether it's families, teams, workplaces, don't tend to have that. A lot of us just ignore tension until it bursts, right? No shared cues, no early correction. We only notice the breakdown once someone's raised their voice or shut the door. But here's what I think makes it even trickier for us. As humans, we're all using totally different signal systems. Your version of I need space might be going quiet. Mine might be getting louder. There's a surprise. No wonder we miss each other. A teenager slams a door. How you react in that moment, you're not just handling this argument, you're teaching the relationship pattern how to handle the next one. Storm in yelling, you teach conflict equals danger. Pause, take a breath and say, rough day, let's start again. You teach conflict can lead to repair. Or when a colleague CCs your boss, we've all been there, you could fire back defensively, and that builds a memory of power plays. Or we could say, I reckon I missed something earlier, can we rewind? Now you've taught that repair is possible. Every response we make shapes what happens next. That may not be an aha for you, but it certainly is for me. Often I think I skip the early signals entirely. I'll miss the door slam, I'll brush off the quiet tension in a meeting, and then I act all shocked when it totally explodes. What? What's wrong with these people? Those little spikes of friction, the awkward chats, the slammed doors, they're chatter calls. A teenage door slam is an overwhelmed young nervous system yelling, notice me. A colleague's sudden silence in meetings could be an early warning, something shifted, can you see it? Or that neighbour's tight-lipped nod about your bins. Same deal. Their signals may have been building for weeks. Every big argument starts as a small signal we've ignored. What if we didn't skip those signals? Picture this. You're working on a stressful project deadline and tension's building with a colleague. Instead of letting it simmer, what have you agreed up front? Hey, if something feels off, let's send a quick message early. That's your low-level signal. And if it keeps building, you might jump on a call, then meet to talk it out. Everyone knows the steps, there's no blind sides. So being that predictable helps to reduce the chance of misunderstandings and an increase in tension. And if the soft signal works, then tension drops. Calm is restored and energy is saved for other aspects of the project that may need that energy. And here's the biggest shift magpies make that we don't, or at least I don't. They use memory to steer towards a state of balance. So their goal is to minimise energy use, right? Save it for what really matters, like raising babies and the daily chore of just survival. We use our memories as ammunition. We chase the quick win instead of this lasting pattern. We store what happened last time and we apply it to make our point louder. We bring the same energy we brought last time, same assumptions, same armour. But what if we didn't, now that we know this about patterns? When a colleague who's been defensive in past meetings maybe suddenly offers some sort of small concession, magpies would recognise that shift as pattern changing and they'd adjust their response. They would start softer. What if we were able to do something like that? Or think about the neighbour that you've been tense with over the fence line or the bins. They make some friendly gesture, a little wave or small talk about bins. That's the pattern shifting. You could match it, you could soften your response. Instead of saying guarded or making them prove that they mean it this time or still have to pay for some past rounds. I like to call this memory as mentor, not menace. Using your memories of past conflicts to guide the future pattern towards calm, not chaos. Here's the way I'm getting it in my head. Memories used to adapt build safety. Memories used to punish build distance. For magpies, conflict isn't communication breaking down, it's communication working exactly as designed. They use it to maintain the calm and the balance. They see it as pattern training, and they're always looking for the fastest, energy-saving route back to balance. So here's how I'm trying to think about it now. See relationship conflicts as a pattern that can be trained, one you can influence by low-level, predictable signals, escalating them slowly and de-escalating quickly. Focus less on the quick win, tough because sometimes it feels so good to be right. Focus less on that quick win and more on the pattern that you want. It's like feel good for a minute or feel secure for a long time. So there it is, 3 moves, wildly hard to do. See it as a pattern, catch the early signal, and use memory as mentor, not menace. Next time you have a door slam and you hear your brain scream, "You little shit," I'll incept you here. Try to think, magpie. This is a pattern. Do I want repair or chaos? Tonight, try catching one of those early signals before it escalates and ask yourself, am I training a pattern of repair or a pattern of chaos? I'd love to hear how you go. And for those in that glorious phase where teenage hormones meets perimenopausal ones, oh my God, can magpie choreography trump raptor? I'm betting yes. Play for the pattern, not the point. So Rex, if you're listening, God, you probably are, you're so clever. You saw me coming a mile away. And I think I see you now too. Respect.